right here is our 55-gallon empty. But yeah, so some of these guppies are actually super colorful. But yeah, I mean, this whole tank was great. Alright, so we're back with another video, and today we have the empty 55-gallon fish tank, and we'll be setting up for some new fish. Alright, so this tank is completely empty, so we're gonna have to go get some sand, gotta get some rocks and stuff, some plants, also some fish. But before we get everything for the fish tank, let's go ahead and see what we got here. So first up was behind me, you got a little stream right here, bunch of vegetation, a little bit of moss, and it flows down to a pond right here, which you can see we got some goldfish, but we also have a bunch of other fish. All right, so the pond is kind of dark right now, and we do have a lot of fish. You can't see them, so let's go ahead and get a GoPro footage and see all the fish. All right, so as you just seen, we do have some mollies, some platies, some swordtails, and a lot of other fish too. So let's go ahead and move on to the next pond. So this pond right here is completely empty. I do plan on getting some baby koi here soon. I mean, it's not big enough for permanently for koi, but I might use it for a grow out pond, and then whenever they get big, I might have to build a new one. And this pond is a little low right now, but it is empty, so I will have to get some fish. And for the filtration, I did get an old deer feeder. I do have different levels of filtration, so the water flows down right here, flows down the wood into the pond. All right, so next up is a molly and platy pond. You can see how colorful all these little fish are. And we do got some goldfish in here too, as well, from the mollies, platies, and swordtails. And we do have a bunch of nice plants. So we got a bunch of Amazon swords, some little ones. And we do got a piece of spiderwood and some eelgrass. Now, I could potentially use some of these plants for this planted aquarium I want to do. You know, this 55 setup. So I do gotta keep that in mind. I could use some of these plants. But just like the other pond, let's go ahead, get some underwater footage, see the fish. All right, we also have these rocks right here we use for the tank. Next to this pond, we have our other aquaponics system. And here I have a bunch of angelfish, tetras, you got a rainbow, and some guppies. And we also have this big anubias right here, and also some little Amazon swords and stuff that we could use for the tank as well. All right, so our first fish tank is our 125-gallon African cichlid tank. And we do have a bunch of big African cichlids. I might get a few little peacock cichlids because, you know, bring out some more color. But yeah, this tank fits perfectly on this little island area, you know, next to the basement. And yeah, I mean, this fish tank looks really good, and I just love these cichlids. And I've also had these bronze shit thawing out, so let's go ahead and pour some in the tank and watch them eat. And just like the African cichlid tank, I had this brine strip thawed out for my saltwater tank. So while the fish eat, kind of go over the tank, the fish, and the corals. So this is a 110-gallon reef tank. You know, I have a bunch of corals, mainly all soft corals besides a few on the wall. But I have a decent amount of fish, 2 tangs, and a bunch of other fish that are super easy to take care of. I mean, I've had some of these corals for 4 years, and I mean, I've never had a problem with anything. I don't even know how to test the water, so I mean, saltwater is super easy. So if you're considering getting into it, I think you should do it. I mean, it's a lot easier, you know, taken care of than what has been said. All right, so next to this tank, I do have some custom rugs I've been working on. So I made this for Palcafaro. You already know, got the Zesty Bites rug for Brenton for Fanatic Fishing, which I have made. And I got a Zesty Bites rug for Fanatic too. So if you didn't watch 2 videos ago, I actually met Palcafaro, made him a custom rug. So I do make custom rugs on the side. So I'm working on 3 rugs. The car rug, he did, you know, have a little car accident, so I made him a rug. These rugs aren't finished. I'll be finishing them soon, so maybe next video I'll kind of show over, you know, go over everything, how I made them. But yeah, so there's 3 rugs for him. And the 55-gallon fish tank that we're about to renew is also next to this tank, so let's check it out. All right, so right here is our 55-gallon empty tank. And so we do have everything, you know, we need to set the tank. Got the heater, the filters, you know, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so right now we're going to go to Lowe's, get some sand. And once we clean the sand, we'll do a layer of sand on the bottom, get some rocks and get some plants and finish up the tank. All right, so the sand we're going to use for the tank is some play sand or paver sand. And it's not really, talked about being used for fish tanks, but I mean, it works out pretty good. All right, so right now I got 2 bags of sand, and we'll put them in the buckets, rinse them off, and put them in the tank. All right, so we got the sand cleaned up, and kind of see a lot of it did come out, but we got enough. It might be a little too much, so we got 2 buckets, and let's put it in the tank. All right, so we got the sand right here, so let's get it in. All right, if you're adding sand in the tank, go ahead and get a little plastic cup. It's easy sand to scoop it in. All right, so as you see, we just got all the sand in, and we do have a lot. So I'm actually thinking about is put all the sand over here, get some rocks right here, which I'll show you all the bigger rocks, and then have a higher layer and a lower layer. So we'll have, higher layer, maybe more plants, and over here kind of a little bit more like wood and stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, so we got a lot of sand, and I'm gonna start pushing it more on the side. So I'm gonna have the big rocks all right here, and I have some other little plants, and then probably some bigger ones where it can root more, but I feel like a different little layers will be nice. So we have these 4 rocks right here, and I think these will be good. I could use these to kind of help, separate the, let me wipe this dirt off first. But yeah, we can help use these to separate the sand beds. Should be good. So let's put them in, fetchers in, and bring them in the room. All right, so we got the rocks in the room, so put them in the tank. All right, so this is actually looking good. So, all right, so we got a higher level of sand, and it's kind of like a little cliff. We'll have some other stuff. I'll probably have some driftwood with the Nubius right here, and I'll probably have a lot more Amazon swords right here. And so it'll be kind of more thicker plants and kind of more a little open more for the fish. All right, so I'm actually really happy with how this looks. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the plant right now, the Nubius. So, cause it is kind of long, I wanna kind of see where it is. And then once I get that plant in, I'm gonna start filling up the tank. And after I fill it up, I'll start getting some of the smaller plants and kind of fill it in. All right, so we just got the tank set up, and I'm probably going to take out the Nubius plant right now. I mentioned earlier in the video. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and grab out this plant and put it in the tank. All right, so let me just go ahead and grab this. Let me take out all this algae first, kind of hair algae. Just grab all this out. And you can just see how massive this plant is. So yeah, this plant is humongous and will go great in the tank. This plant's so big, it's kind of hang out in the bucket. All right, so here's the plant. For AJ, this plant's humongous, bro. Huh? All right, so here's a plant. It's bigger than it.
Bro, that thing's huge.
So we're gonna, cameraman AJ holding the camera.
Yo.
First ever cameraman on the channel. Yeah, so I think right here looks good. And whenever I do add the water, I'm adding some Amazon swords right here and some little ones on this corner. So as of right now, the tank looks really good. So we'll see. All right, so now probably the worst part, we gotta fill up this tank, and we got the 2 buckets. So we're gonna get this filled up right now. So after that, we'll go ahead. After that, we'll go ahead and add the plants in. When you add sand in the tank, you want to kind of stir it around, and you see all these little air bubbles. You want to get these little air bubbles out, because it will cause some problems and it will make the water a little bit toxic. The water is sitting there, so you want to kind of go through the sand and just kind of clear it up a little bit. All right, so we got a filter, so let's put them on too. So just like that, we got both filters going, and still get some filter pads. All right, so back in the pond we got the Nubius plant from. Let me go ahead and grab one of these filter pads. So I did put 2 of these in this pond to establish some natural bacteria. Let's grab the other one. Let's just Get the water out. Yeah, so we got both filter pads established with some beneficial bacteria. So put them in the tank. But as you can see, it's a beautiful day. I mean, beautiful day, and just blessed to be alive. Just gonna set that in there. It's making some noise, so let me just. Alright, so it's been 3 days later since we finally got the tank set up and the water's finally cleared up. So let's go ahead and get some more plants. Let's get some fish for the tank too. Alright, so right now we're gonna head grab some plants out from the ponds, and there's some ducks right here, so let's get a look at those. So you got some Muscovy ducks over here. Why y'all running away? I'm trying to. And this one right there, those two are babies, but I guess they're all grown up. Alright, so back to the plants. We do have, you kind of see the angelfish right there, some rainbows, other textures, but we do have 2 Amazon swords with the angelfish right there. So grab these Amazon swords, a little guppy right there. So grab these Amazon swords out. There we go. So got some Amazon swords. Come up to this pond. I'm gonna grab 2 of the smaller ones. So I'll probably grab this one. Shake that off. One right here. Yeah, I'll grab one big one. So actually, I'll probably grab this one. Let the other bigger ones kind of strive in here. So there we go. So we did clear up the space a little bit right here, but these bigger swords should fill up in the area, so should be okay. All right, so we got the plants, so let's bring them inside. All right, there we go. So I might get some more plants up here because I do want this to be super thick. I want, want there to be a little open area. I do have some plants. Hopefully, they do grow up a little bit, so it'll be kind of higher up here, more open, and it's super thick. So I mean, tank's looking pretty good, starting off. All right, so we got the plants and everything in. So the tank looks great. I do need some more plants. So I'll probably make another video going to the pet store some later. But I think right now we should catch some of the guppies I have in the pond. Just put some guppies in here and see how they do. And if they do good, then I get some more fish. Actually, I'm taking this other Amazon sword out and put it in the fish tank. All right, so as you might have been able to tell from earlier, when I put the GoPro in this pond, we did have a bunch of colorful guppies, and those are the fish I plan on getting in this tank. So I'm gonna scoop these fish out and then acclimate them and put them in 55. So one of the reasons I'm taking them out, because you can't really see them. So unless the sun's hitting, which is not right now, you can't see the fish at all. So it'd be nice to get a good look at them. Get a little bit of water like this. All right, so let's get one scoop. Just like that. One right here. Another one right there. So just like that. I mean, you see we got a ton of guppies. So we got the guppies in a bucket. So go ahead and put them in a bag so we can acclimate them, get a better look at them. Just like that. You can kind of see how colorful some of these guppies really are. But yeah, so some of these guppies are actually super colorful. This one right here, this one got some rainbow colors, messed up fins. But yeah, I mean, these guppies look great, so let's get them in the tank. All right, so we got the guppies we caught. We're gonna put them in the fish tank. So them acclimate. And a lot of these got some good colors, so got a little tetra or a little platinum accent, but yeah, so let these acclimate for a little bit and we'll get them in. While we're letting them acclimate, let's put some aquarium salt in. All right, so it's done acclimating. It's been about 30 minutes. Let's put the fish in. Excited to get these fish in the tank. Got all of them hanging up top, and we do got some nice colors, but we're gonna get some more guppies soon. All right, so let's give it about an hour or two, and let's see how the fish adapt, and come back on them. All right, so it's been probably like 3 or 4 hours later, and the fish are looking great. So as you can tell, all the guppies are out, and they were swimming in between the plants a little bit earlier. But as you can tell, I mean, these plants are really good, and I'm excited for these to kind of fill in And these start to get a little bit higher. See this little fish back there somewhere. But yeah, I mean, these guppies look really good. Like, you kind of see them start chasing them. So let's also go ahead and try to feed the fish, see if they eat. All right, so first day, the little food, sprinkle some more there. And just like that, you know, they're already eating in the brand new tank. Got the females over there. And these, I guess they really realize there's food in here. So I feel like once, you know what I'm saying? Wait. They're starting to see, let's see they eat. But yeah, well, you got some eating, some, well actually, never mind, not all of them are eating now, so yeah, sure all these fish are pretty healthy. Alright, so we just had a cold front. I did move the angelfish, other fish, out to aquaponics, so I didn't record me doing it, I did do it at night. So I put them in the 55 with all the guppies, so right now, we're gonna go ahead and check out the 55 with all the other fish, and see how they're doing. Alright, so here we go, so we got the angelfish in the 55. You got the rainbow, the tetras, and we also got all the guppies in here. I mean, all of them tend to go up top because I think they're kind of scared of the angelfish. But yeah, I mean, this whole tank was great. The plants are getting a little bit bigger. So I think it's starting to root in. I mean, yeah, this tank looks great. So I mean, I might set up another tank for the guppies. So new video comes soon, but as right now, that's it. So the tank is finally complete. So like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos.